Morning, everybody. Pips of String here. Very honoured to have Rhys from ECOMI with us. Obviously, spoke about his project many times, many times, to be fair. So thanks, Rhys, all the way from Australia.
No problem. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's great you've come on. Really appreciate it because we've got so many people talking about your project and so many questions. There's a lot to get through. So I appreciate you're extremely busy at this moment, so we won't hold you for too long. But
no problem.
You've just had an amazing few months, haven't you, with so much progression. The app's just gone crazy. I don't know how you guys are keeping on top of all your plans and how you're keeping on with it, really.
We're all running around putting out fires at the moment. Look, we're rapidly scaling to try and adapt to it. You've probably seen Dan say in a few interviews that at this stage we expected a lot fewer users. But we got insanely lucky with the timing and NFTs, especially after spending the last 3 years trying to educate people about NFTs, what they are, their value propositions, all of those things. And then just as our product was ready, everybody else did the heavy lifting for us. So
it was one of the first to get with the NFTs, wasn't it? Because obviously in the last 6 months, NFT tokens and plans and marketplaces have just gone parabolic. So
it's been insane to watch, especially having come through that grind, and try and gain on people. So it's good. It's good to see the industry getting the recognition that it should. Still very early days. And the way that crypto moves, everybody thinks that they've missed out or the opportunity's gone, but this is the start of an entirely new industry. So it's good.
That's great. So we've got so many questions, but the first bit is about obviously all the different licenses. Every time people look at your license you've got, are just amazed. These huge companies, from Jurassic Park, and you've got Star Trek and Cartoon Network, and you've got Warner Brothers and Street Fighter and Back to the Future. Are there others coming out soon that we can be excited about? I know you probably can't say. There's a lot of rumours, obviously. I'm not going to...
There are always rumours. And look, I would love to be able to announce all of our brands and licenses all at once. But as I'm sure you can appreciate, most of them, or all of them, are under non-disclosure agreements. So they can't be released until the product is ready, all those collectibles. Obviously, we will also take advantage of all the media hype and things we can build to attract more users as well, because past that point, once we announce a new license, then we start targeting those fan bases and those things. But we have more than 100 brands on board to roll out over the next few years. There's more coming on all the time. All the attention we've received lately has seen even more pour in. So, we have enough content already for the next 5 or 6 years with regular drops. But we'll be releasing more as time goes on.
Star Trek alone. I'm a Star Wars fan of Star Trek, but to see Star Trek, the community alone, to get that license.
It'd be incredible. Have you seen David Yu's Instagram?
No.
Check it out.
Check that.
Go find him. He wants to drop some little teasers over there. There's a couple of Star Trek ones on there already. Dan confirmed a few days ago that we'd be dropping Star Wars sometime this quarter, along with Jurassic Park. Star Trek.
So Star Wars is pretty much there, is it?
Star Trek. Sorry, that was me. Misspoke. Don't take that to mean we have Star Wars. It's just a thing.
No. That's fine. So that's one of the main things, just purely about all your brands. And people say there's obviously a lot of rumours, but I appreciate you can't do it because of NDA. So that's totally understandable. But what you've got now is just absolutely incredible. It really is. You're so ahead of the game with any others. You talk about thing, but
absolutely. Look, Dan and Dave really saw that opportunity early, understood the opportunity with NFTs, and had access to the licensing. So they really wanted to corner that market, which I say we've done successfully. To have all those brands. And as we, like I said before, once we hit a critical mass point, when you go back and visit a licensor and kind of mention some of the other guys that have signed on, and one by one, they all started to join on as well. So it's been pretty great.
Is Alfred Kahn still with you? Is he? Because he was he was massive, wasn't he, before this NFT explosion, or sort of even before you got started. He used to involve with like Pokemon. He was involved with many licenses. So he's still with you now, is he? He's like an advisor, or
Yep. As the SVP of licensing. very hands-on. That's how we got in front of a lot of these licensors early on. I mean, David's had a lot of experience with them through his businesses as well. But obviously having Al's name attached gave us some clout in the early days. But no, he's still very hands-on with the company. Obviously, as a platform, we're diversifying into a lot of areas as opposed to just pop culture collectibles and figurines. And he's instrumental in helping us in those avenues as well.
Okay. One of the other most common questions was about the token burn of OMI. That was a huge question. Is it already 20% is for the public? Is that correct? You have to say what the token.
Do you mean the token allocations or the token burn?
Also about the burn, because there's been quite a lot of tokens burn. Is that every month or quarterly or annually?
Okay. Two separate things. The token burn comes from the sale of collectibles. So the sale of any NFT that's sold in the store, the equivalent OMI amount gets burnt. So if it's a $100 NFT or 100 gems in the app, $100 worth of OMI gets burnt at the time of the transaction.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was always, I didn't realise that. So I thought something self then. Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what your impression of it was, but that's probably better than what your impression of it was.
I just wasn't sure, to be honest. I'd seen these. I don't know if there's some are true or not about the quarterly burns, possibly, or you're doing a monthly burn. I didn't realise it was related to the actual what you sell. Oh, okay. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's all predicated on the sale. There is a token tracking website now.
Is there?
I want to say it's token.vv.me, maybe. I'll find it, but it actually shows the three wallets. So the way that the system works, underneath everything, there's three wallets, basically. There's an in-app reserve, which started with 300 billion tokens. Yeah. Then there's a vault wallet, which started with 45 billion, and then there's the out of circulation, or the burn wallet. So every time someone buys a collectible or buys gems, tokens are taken from the reserve and into the vault. And then if they buy the collectible, those tokens get burnt straight away. Or if they're trading with other users on the market, those tokens get transferred user to user until they either get spent in the store or when we have the MTL cashed out, basically. And then the buyback system replenishes the in-app reserve. So as tokens are burnt, they're permanently removed from circulation, but the app needs the OMI token to operate. So we take some of the revenue from the sale of NFTs and we buy the token back from the exchanges to top up the reserve. And that's kind of the closed loop of the system.
Oh, wow. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, that's really good. Clarified that, because a lot of people have sort of been asking me about the token, but I said, I don't know, I can't read up what you sort of read on Reddit and other bits. So, okay. A lot of people talk about the app as well, and obviously because you've grown so exponentially so quickly, is the app going to be upgraded? Because obviously you probably didn't design it for such a massive growth, did you?
We did, yeah. We've designed it to handle millions of users, maybe not so many in the space of 3 weeks. Yeah. We definitely thought we'd have more time to refine the system and properly, test it out before we introduce that many users. Yeah. But no, the app itself is holding up really well. As you would expect in the early stages, there's always going to be code refinements, database upgrades, things like that, which we're happily working through. And each drop, we're learning more about the app and where the holdups are, those kind of things. But it's definitely, it's been built to scale.
That's sure. People talked about the app, about the different sort of levels of NFTs. You get the common, the uncommon rare, the super rare, the ultra rare, and all that. Is that going to stay that way of classifying NFTs, or are you going to sort of do a different type of system? More or less it stays the same. We have everything from common through to secret rare. Now, in most cases, common through to ultra rare are available on the app. Secret rare is for things that they might be at location-based events. You might have to go to a Comic-Con to get a secret rare, or like that. So they're typically the ones that are harder to get, or you need to obtain from somewhere outside of the ordinary system. So they will remain. We've also standardized the pricing across all of those levels now, just to make it easier to understand. Now, I think we spoke a bit earlier about color coding them. All the commons might be a certain color or something like that. So all of those features are developments that are in the pipeline. But at the moment, the priority is making sure that we can get these drops right and seamless, and then we'll start to roll out the new developments and really level up the app. I think it's important to remember that this is like
version 1, the very base level of the app. And it will become a lot more functional and a lot more fun as we move forward.
Oh yeah, I think you've made such huge development. I see on the Telegram group sometimes we get people, they expect everything to be 100% on something new instantly. That's the trouble with people. They're so impatient. They don't appreciate it. That's people, I guess.
And it's crypto.
Yeah.
Everything in crypto has to happen yesterday.
Exactly.
And we're ready to go. So it's, to launch a product and have the adoption that we've seen. I mean, a perfect example, we increased the edition numbers on the drops last week on Mermacorno and the DeLorean Time Machine, thinking that at least then we'll have some content in the store where people can come in and test it out and play with these things. And they both sold out within 90 minutes or 2 hours or something.
I saw that, DeLorean. That went very well, didn't it?
Oh, I mean, the drop itself, I'll admit, could have run a bit more smoothly. But in terms of sales and the demand for the collectibles, very well. Very well.
I just can't imagine when you do Star Trek. I can't, especially if you've got like a rare item. I can't imagine what that's going to do, because that's
I think Star Wars, Dan mentioned the other day, is the most collected fandom in the world. Star Trek. Those guys. It's going to be interesting to see them roll out. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, I've seen NFTs go before. Like, we talk about crypto kitties, and to be honest, without being a critic, I can't see much value in that. But something like Star Trek is like a million levels above that, and you think, well, some of them prices, you're gonna have to watch it, because that'll be absolutely incredible. It really will.
Absolutely. And look, that's the benefit and the advantage of licensing. We are able to attract and leverage existing fan bases instead of trying to establish new ones, as you would see with crypto kitties or something like that. We really don't need to sell people on the product, because they're things that people already know and love. Yeah. We're just offering them in a new format.
Okay, that's great. Cheers. Someone said about the gem and OMI token tie-up. OMI to get the gems, don't you, on the app? A lot of people were saying, is that going to be forever? Like, you always need OMI to get the gems?
So there's 2 ways you can get gems. One is with the token, and you can swap them into gems. Now, the holdup has been the development team refactoring those wallets and just making the whole system much more seamless. But I think that should be resolved this week. The queue has processed, so it should be back to normal on that front. You can also get gems just with an in-app purchase. So you can buy them with a credit card or whatever card is linked to your account. Now, when you buy those gems with a credit card, it's actually buying OMI tokens. It's pulling OMI from the reserve. So in the background, the token is used regardless of the mode of purchase.
Okay.
But yeah, they're the 2 main ways you can obtain them. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that part, and there's a bit of vast. There'll be more fiat currencies added. People have also said about the fact that $1 equals 1 gem, but so does £1 equals 1 gem. Will that be balanced up? Because obviously the difference in the currencies and their relative value.
Yeah, that's actually an App Store implementation. There's a few articles out. I think it's called the Price Matrix. Apple announced maybe 2 years ago now that they were changing the rates, and £1 would equal $1. As the system builds out, if we can get to a point of accepting pound instead of US dollars for everything, that kind of thing, obviously the exchange rate will be better at that point. But in the short term, it's actually out of our hands at the moment. So
that's fair enough. No, cheers for that. Will there be plans for staking? Obviously, at the moment, you're totally focused on your app, your licenses, and you've got a million other things going on. Will staking be available in the wallet this year?
Yep, definitely this year. It's part of the Master Collector program, which is really gamification of the app. It lets us reward users. You get badges and points and all those things, and your participation in the app will let you level up your collector ranking. Now, as part of that implementation, you'll also be able to stake your tokens, and that will earn you X amount of points towards your collector ranking. So at that point, it becomes part of it. Yeah, but the whole point of the Master Collector program and to be able to level up. I mean, obviously, it keeps people coming back to the app, but it does give you some exclusive access as you level up. So the actual Master Collectors might get 10 seconds early access to a drop, for example, or something like that, or exclusive sales, or they can get a location-based thing. Or
now, I mean, personally, I prefer to hold my OMI on a wallet and not on exchange. That's my personal. But, there's nothing wrong with the exchanges I've used before to get OMI. When you first come up in Forex, Bitmax was Sendex, and Gate.io as well. Is there any other exchanges you can? With the NDA, you can't really sort of discuss future exchanges.
More or less the same. We're on Uniswap now as well. I'm not sure if you just mentioned that.
Yep. So, that's the WOMI wrap.
Yes, that's wrap. So you have to wrap your token to be able to use it on Ethereum on the blockchain. That's how that works. And same deal, if you purchase it from the Uniswap pool and you want to use it in VEVE, you need to unwrap it essentially. So just swap chains there. Look, we're going to be on quite a few more exchanges before the end of the year, I would think. But same as the licenses, we can't actually talk about which ones or what we're aiming for or anything like that. Yeah,
that's fine. No, I totally understand. That's totally fine. Someone also talked about if you're going down the NFL route, is that something you can talk about? Will you sort of go into other areas of sports, i.e., football, Premier League, many other areas of sport?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, sport is one of our verticals, so we're not just kind of accessing or going after the one type of sport or the one license there. We'll look to expand into a lot of other sports as well. We get approached by quite a lot of sporting teams and clubs and things like that as well, looking to get into the space. Okay. But it's not as simple as just a one-click on board and roll. Yeah. So,
you must have a huge team behind you. Are you all based in Australia, or are you sort of based around the world? Or
we're all remote. So Dan and Dave are in New Zealand at the moment, but we're based in Taiwan. I'm in Australia. The development team is distributed across the world as well. So yeah, we had a pretty small team a couple of months ago, and we're rampantly trying to build that out a bit, take off the load.
Yeah, I can imagine. Talk about NFT conventions earlier. There was meant to be one in New York this year, wasn't there? Is that still going ahead?
I'm not sure if it's going ahead. I'm assuming you mean NFT.NYC?
Yeah, the one. I think it was October it was planned for, wasn't it? Is that still going ahead?
Yeah, I'm not sure, to be honest. We sponsored a talk there a couple of years ago. I want to say May 2019, maybe. I'm not sure if it's taking place this year. Even if it is, it'll probably be limited by everybody who can't travel. So yeah, it might end up being an online event or a digital event, something like that.
It'd be nice to actually go to that.
Yeah, absolutely. See what's on in the space. If anyone wants to check out that talk we did from a couple of years ago, it's on YouTube still. It's worth checking out too. Yeah,
I'll put the link below. That's fine. Yeah, I can do that. Talking about GoChain, which the OMI is built on. Can you talk about if you're staying with GoChain, because it's obviously related to Ethereum and the gas fees and the charge? Would you go to another ecosystem like?
Yeah. So GoChain's fees are actually considerably less than Ethereum.
Recently.
But no, look, the future of this industry is definitely interoperable. We definitely built VEVE to be cross-chain compatible. So yeah, we are definitely looking into options at the moment. And we'll probably look at something that's much more NFT focused as opposed to just a network.
Yeah, because Cardano are getting into NFTs now, and as well as obviously Polkadot. There is so much competition.
Everyone will be an NFT expert. All these chains will try to get in on the hype, but there are some that are actually purpose built. But those decisions will be Dan's and David's. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough. Another thing people talked about on the app itself was the level of security, like protecting their funds. Will we have Google 2FA soon?
Yep. 2FA. Yeah, look, all these security things have been in the works for quite a while. 2FA is my focus for this week, just to get that rolled out. It will be an email 2FA to start, and then the authenticator one later. Purely because not everybody knows how to use Google 2FA. It's not that common. If you're in crypto, it's pretty normal. But if you're outside of crypto, which is our mainstream audience, you probably don't know what it is. So email 2FA is the easiest one to roll out at the moment. We'll introduce biometrics and things like that to personal accounts as well. So
yeah, the more levels of security, especially if you own some really high valuable NFT, obviously,
Absolutely. And look, in the short term, I mean, everything's encrypted on our end, all passwords, all accounts, all those kind of things. So it's a very secure system, but there are always data breaches online. All the Facebook data hack resurfaced last week, I think, and has caused some issues for users. So we always just suggest to continuously change passwords, treat your VEVE app like you do your banking services. You know, I mean, these NFTs do stand to be quite valuable items, and it's important to protect them.
That's great. Cheers. Someone said, will you discourage, prevent sales outside the app? I don't know if that's even possible. Like, if you get a NFT, is it possible to sort of go onto another app?
We do discourage it at the moment. I think that question has arisen more so because the market has been down for the last couple of weeks while we've been rebuilding it. So a lot of marketplaces have sprung up off the app. You know, people are selling their collectibles on eBay, and there's a lot of Facebook groups and those things. So yeah, we've made our stance very clear that we can't support people selling their collectibles off the app. It's out of our hands at that point. It's too easy for people to be scammed.
Yeah.
You know, all those things. And once the market's open, which will hopefully be within a week for all users, it should go back to normal. People can trade in the app and do that. Once we go interoperable, it will open to other marketplaces. But for now, yeah, that's the safest way to trade your collectibles.
It's the trouble with these NFTs getting so big. It's going to open up to the scammers, and they're going to sell this exclusive NFT. In fact, they don't own it or never heard of it. They're just going to scam people, and there's a huge worry for the NFT space. But it's the fact you keep it on your app obviously makes it secure and genuine more than anything. Okay,
that's it.
So the other thing was, you know, people talk about the fees going between the Trust Wallet and BitForex, but I said to people, if you move your OMI between wallets, that's not something that ECOMI can sort of govern really, because it's all governed by. That was a common question, was about the fees. I said, well, just keep it on your private wallet. Why would you want to go back to BitForex if you've got it on the app? So that's the common question. But
yeah, the fees are set by the blockchain. That's not
that's the main bit. And obviously, BitForex done you well at the beginning, but obviously a lot of people are going up towards the bigger exchanges now on their Sendex, where hopefully be slightly cheaper, but it's all covered. You just keep on the app your own private wallet, then that is the best option. But
absolutely, yeah. And BitForex, their fee was 10,000 OMI not long ago, and now I think it's 2,000, or it was the last time I used it. So it does come down. I think a Sendex is 1 OMI now, because I guess GoChain is significantly cheaper.
Yeah,
and should be around that. But I mean, the fees charged, that's how exchanges make their money. So yeah, we can't do much about that.
Okay, so you tied up with GoChain, are you, for a considerable time, for the rest of the year, or is it just
no? I mean, GoChain is our technology provider, the same way any other blockchain would be. So no, we're not at all tied into anything, to my knowledge anyway. But yeah, I mean, GoChain is significantly cheaper than Ethereum.
Exactly.
But all the eyeballs are on Ethereum, so that's why wrapped OMI became a thing as well for Uniswap. Just gives people more options too.
No, that's good. That's really good. So obviously the DeLorean drop went well. Can we sort of get these on a weekly basis? Can we, these massive drops like obviously that was massive, Back to the Future, etc. I say talk about Star Trek, but even like Street Fighter is another one where a lot of people have mentioned that they can't. Is that going to be soon, Street Fighter?
Soonish. It depends on your scale of soon, I suppose.
Yeah.
I know coming this quarter, we've confirmed Star Trek and Jurassic Park. There are some other collectible brands on our blog that we had intended to roll out Q1, but obviously with development and things taking priority, that's slowed down a bit. So if people want to visit medium.com/VV-collectibles, they'll be able to see some of the other brands that are rolling out.
Okay. Link below as well. Okay.
Yeah, last I heard, the NFL or the NFLPA would roll out sometime this quarter as well. But I try to release quarterly updates and update articles, and Dan and I will continuously shoot update videos as well. So just keep an eye out for those is probably the advice on that front.
No, that's great. No, I appreciate that. No, that was a lot of the questions were all about the different brands and Superman and Batman, and it's just
that's what, I mean, one licensor can hold 5 or 10 brands, you know, and then within those there's X amount of series or releases or characters or whatever happens to come. So, you know, we will get to a point where we're doing multiple drops per week, which will hopefully spread the load out on the app as well. You know, then people will start collecting the things they want to collect instead of just anything in the store.
Yeah.
So that is, you know, that's definitely the goal over the next couple of months. And at this point, it's a necessity to have that content on there. So yeah, we'll have multiple drops and multiple brands, multiple releases, all those things. We just have to make sure the systems are ready to go before we do.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. No, that was the main part of the question. So I really appreciate you answering all them questions. It sort of clarified many points. I think this year, as you obviously know, is going to be absolutely huge for you. Where you're going to be end of the year with all the licenses and the app itself, it's just going to be absolutely huge. So
Yeah.
I'm really excited about COMI. I've done many videos about it. So I really appreciate you coming on, Rhys, to answer all these questions. So appreciate you extremely busy.
No, fine. We appreciate all the support too. You know, everyone's contributing to this success, and the more content that's being made, the more eyeballs that come to the project. So it's, you know, it's obviously good for everybody involved. Yeah, who knows where we'll be at the end of the year. This first quarter has been crazy.
Yeah.
This year in the space is already insane. The last few months in crypto in general and the NFT space has been incredible. We do have a brand new digital product that will roll out mid-year. We have the Artist Alley coming later in the year as well. So we'll start to, you know, make our way into art releases as well. You know, mainstream artists coming on board and doing digital releases. So yeah, as a platform, it really gives us a lot of options to roll out different types of products.
Can you see sort of stars and movie stars sort of coming? I know there's much competition marketplace. Have you been approached? I know you can't mention names. But have you been approached by sort of people from the music industry?
Look, we truly get approached by everyone from every industry at the moment. NFT is such a buzzword.
Yeah.
That everybody wants to get involved, and half of them don't actually know what it is. They just know they want to be part of it. So I think we'll see a lot of crossover in a lot of industries as we move forward. You know, one of our goals is to really build a digital space that people can enjoy. You know, the showrooms at the moment are amazing, but that sort of technology will evolve over the next few years as well. And that gives us a lot of options and a lot of things to roll out. So yeah, I think we'll see a lot more adoption. Celebrities, again, one of our fandom verticals. So there's definitely a lot of potentiality there as well. As to which ones, I can't tell you.
I'll say if you're at the NFT convention in New York, it does go ahead. I'd love to go there, and it'd be great to meet everyone. So I'll definitely be there if it goes ahead. But with the way of the world at the moment, who knows? So that'd be great. No, I appreciate your time, Rhys. Thanks very much for coming on.
Really appreciate it. Thanks for the support.
Thanks, Rhys. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye. Cheers. Bye.